Doing the wrong training plan can leave you exhausted and fatigued rather than stronger and energized. But by knowing just a few things, you can choose the right training plan for yourself to make sure that you're getting optimal progress in the gym. When we look at the different training plans that are available, they go from things like full body splits to upper lower splits, or even more segmented like a push, pull, legs, or maybe even a back and bis, chest and tris, leg day, core day with shoulders, etc. And so you can start segmenting the body really specifically. But how do you know whether a more segmented plan or something more simple like a full body or upper lower is right for you? Well, it depends on a couple different things. And I'm going to go through each of them so that you have a better understanding of which split you should pick. If you're brand new to lifting and you've never lifted weights before, then you're going to want to do something that's going to allow you to hit multiple different muscle groups in one workout. You aren't trained for the intensity that would be required to just work out one muscle group one day and hit another muscle group another day. And so something like a full body split is going to allow you to spread out the work over different muscle groups in that workout. Now, another thing that you want to consider is how many rest days versus how many working days are you going to have in the gym. For example, if you see yourself getting in 4, 5, 6 workouts a week, then you have the possibility of doing a more segmented plan like a push pull legs or back and bis, chest and tris, etc. And doing a more segmented plan made more sense for you, especially if you have a long training history where you can hit the intensity of those muscles multiple times during the workout and push them to the maximum. However, if you're only working out for maybe 2 or 3 days out of the week, then you're going to want to do something that's more of a full body or a upper lower split so that you're able to hit those muscle groups multiple times during the week. Different things to also consider is the length of the workout time as well. For workouts that maybe you don't have as much time, but you have a lot of frequency in the sense that maybe you can only do 30 minutes, but you can do that 6 days out of the week, then you may actually want to consider a more segmented plan because you can hit those muscle groups really hard for intense periods, while something like a full body split, you may not hit all the muscle groups and you may not be able to hit every one in that 30 minutes. And so you want to evaluate these different factors and how they influence the results you're going to get. The other thing to consider is the amount of rest that you have per week. So if you have multiple days of rest in between your workouts because you're not recovering from them as well, doing maybe something like a more segmented plan, and you need 2 days in between your workouts, then you might want to try something that's more of a upper body, lower body, or again, a full body split. Because that's going to allow you to not hit every muscle as intensely so that you don't need as long of a recovery time between those workouts. So as you can see, choosing a split is not an arbitrary choice, but it's specific to you, your recovery, your training frequency, how long you've been training, the intensity that you're able to hit each muscle and actually recover from it. And so as you implement these training plans, you're going to be able to see better results when you actually tailor in the training plan that's specific to you and your goals. Now, is any one training plan better than another for results? No, absolutely not. You're able to push yourself to the best of your ability by just implementing the training plan that's right for you, your frequency, and your recovery.